So remembering that the comforters, though, of course they do, as their name says, bring us to this place of comfort, that sometimes what they are holding us as we move through is not that comfortable. We may be experiencing times that are really challenging. We may be experiencing emotions that are really challenging. The comforters are the ones that hold the space for us to be open to experiencing whatever it is that we are experiencing in that moment. They are the ones who allow us that space to express the emotional aspects of the journey that we are on, or the space that we are holding. And it is that acknowledgement, that permission, perhaps, that welcoming of allowing us to show up however it is that we need to show up, that it is that brings us comfort. So there are, as with all the psychopomps, there are, what I say, the wisdoms that the particular category of psychopomp offers us. And the 4 reflections of wisdom that come to us from the comforters. Certainly, the last session when we were meeting them, I called that one bringing the gentle. And so that is one of the wisdoms, to be gentle, to allow a softness of space, even if we're experiencing something which is challenging. If we bring harshness to our encounters, it's only going to prompt an impulse to withdraw. Sometimes have this sense of, I'm just telling it like it is. I'm just laying it on the line, but that it can feel tough as nails. There's nothing that needs to be said, or that needs to be done, or a space that needs to be held that can't be done without a soft heart. So allowing for a little bit of that softening, that gentleness. They also bring the wisdom of expressing feelings. The more we allow our emotional content to stay below the surface of our conscious awareness, the more it has the power to drag us down into the darkness. We think that by ignoring it, it doesn't have power over us, but in truth, it actually has more. So expressing feelings, it doesn't have to be to somebody else. It can be to ourselves, to a journal, to our pillow, to the comforters, to express feelings, particularly, specifically, the uncomfortable ones. That helps us to release the grip that they have on us. We speak of them, and they cease to hold power over us. The comforters also invite us to address our heavy heart, life can, I would actually say life does, batter us in many brutal ways. There are many of us who have been terribly hurt by other people, or by circumstances, or by situations. And it is not to diminish or to dismiss how important, how significant these experiences have been. But these comforters invite us to look at the ways in which our pain may still leave a hole in our heart. And they ask us to be aware of what still does have the power to drop us to our knees when remembering it comes to mind. Because it is that hole in the heart, it's that heaviness in the heart that has the power to cause turbulence, particularly in times of transition. So what still sits heavy in my heart? What ice there needs to be melted? What needs to flow? And the last particular wisdom of the comforters, I would say, is to remember to celebrate the milestones. I see this particularly when we're talking about air. You know, you're climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing, and it's hard, it's hard, it's hard. But when you crest the summit, when you get to that place, take the time to celebrate. You know, we have a tendency to just look at kind of the big beginnings or the big endings, but there's these moments along the way. And taking that moment to recognize achievement of another massive leg of a journey, or another turn that we have made, another awareness that we have come to, helps to contribute to the stamina that we need to move into the next part of the journey. Honoring each milestone does much to ensure coming to the final destination. The comforters invite us to look at the full spectrum of our emotional life, the uncomfortable, but also bringing joy and celebration in. So the comforters are aligned with the alchemical stage of dissolution, the water, the melting, the floating. This stage, this alchemical stage, aligned with the major arcana card of the moon. This opens us to the full waters of our unconscious. And I keep using this language of, you know, freezing and melting. It is that which is stuck in us, the petrification, which will hold us back. And the comforters allow for the flow, so that, you know, the waters of our past just flow, continue to irrigate what needs to grow. And they are also aligned with the sacral chakra, which is also lined with water. So darkness has just fallen outside my window, and the wind has picked up, and the rain is beating against the window. It's all so very watery in the dark, which feels appropriate. So the sacral chakra, about water and ebb and flow and emotion. that what can keep us stuck is not listening to the wisdom that comes to us through our emotional life. And the last correspondence, perhaps, with the comforters is that of cycle 2 in soul alchemy. And this symbol, which is of course the waves of water, not the astrological sign of Aquarius. It's the ebb and flow, this loving honey of ebb and flow, that no matter what it is that we are experiencing, no matter what emotions, that the undercurrent emotion needs to be love. Because where there is not love, there is shame. Love brings us back to the light, and shame will drop us into the dark. So each of these, whoa, Bronwyn's gone a little funny, isn't she? She's glowing. We have Demeter and Rhiannon and Eir and Isis and Epona, and a very light Bronwyn. And that which connects all of them together, all of them, this orange ray of the comforters, is that they provide safety in a storm. And sometimes even as we are braving a journey through the dark and the unknown, we just need to stop for a moment to be held. We just need to open ourselves to the gentle encouragement that will allow that light of courage to glow a little stronger. So we have each of us connected with a particular comforter. But now, breathing in the color orange, allowing that connection to this sense of ebb and flow, these gentle, loving waters that hold us, buoy us up as we experience whatever it is we're experiencing, as we feel whatever emotion moves through us. Answering this question, in what ways do I honor and validate the guidance received from my emotions? Because it is this which is going to cultivate the experience of esteem, the quality of esteem in us. What I feel is okay. What I feel is reflective of my experience. What I feel tells me something about myself, and that is okay. When my feelings come to me on a current of love and I'm able to honor the wisdom that they share, I foster esteem. So breathe that in for a moment. The energy of the orange ray. Allow yourself to bask in that color energy. Just be aware of any symbols that may come up. They may or may not be connected with your particular comforter guide. And bringing your awareness once more back to your breath. And take 3 deep centering breaths. And when you're ready, come back to the space where you are.